iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here, race fans. Tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network, it's the Northeast Racers, presented by LFOD Motorsports. I'm your host here tonight. My name is Roger Muth, and alongside me, it's my good friend Al Smith. And Al, tonight we're here at, well, I was going to say the sunny Myrtle Beach Speedway, but the lights are on, and it's still some beautiful weather here in South Carolina, unlike what it is here in the Northeast.
Yeah, it still could be very sunny there, Roger, as we are under the nighttime right now. They always say the nighttime is the right time for racing, and I'm expecting to see some great racing here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway right now. Qualifying underway as we get that, but we are ready for another action-packed week of racing with the Northeast Racers Street Stock Series.
Yeah, tonight we are getting ready to go 75 laps here at the historic Myrtle Beach Speedway. The Myrtle Beach Speedway may have run its last race in the real-life competition, but here on the iRacing.com platform, it will live on for many years to come, as we can always revisit this historic track right here on iRacing.com. A lot of these drivers here tonight out of the Northeast, Vermont, New Hampshire, New York area, they have never been to the Myrtle Beach Speedway, but they are here to give it one heck of a shot, and a lot of fast competition drivers are out there. Tonight, we will have some heat races for all you race fans, like we have every Sunday night with the Northeast Racers. We will lock the top 5 out of qualifying right into the main event, and then they will invert the top 5. We will go heat racing, and we will take, I believe it is, the top 5 out of that, and then everybody else will go to the last chance qualifier. Currently looks like 28 drivers are here tonight, Al, and I believe that's going to lock all the drivers into the main event.
Yeah, pretty sure that we'll lock 5 in from the heat races. They might run the LCQs if needed, but I believe that might bypass that, as well as we've got, like you just said, 28 drivers in server, and we know a few of those are our race controls that will not be racing. So it should be makes up for some good racing. And Myrtle Beach is 2 to 3 crews. We're going to see them all the way down there by the white line, and then all the way about midway up the racetrack in both corners as the race wears on. So it should provide some good side-by-side racing. I'm very excited for this one.
Always Sunday night when we get to watch the drivers that race up north. Run right here on the iRacing.com platform. It looks like Bowalski, Greenslit, Bietti, Duran, and Alan Young will all lock themselves in a virtual here of their top 5 quick times. They will invert when we go to the main event here tonight. Looks like, Al, I was paging through as we get ready to go heat racing here tonight. Notice that one driver is not here. I believe that was the 00 of Renfrew, Jimmy Renfrew, who won back-to-back weeks here with the Northeast Racers. I did not see him, but it does look like it is time to go down to our starting lineup here tonight for heat race number 1. And this is how they will line up for the Northeast Racers. Starting on P number 1 on the front row, driving the number 98 of the Stephen Dickey Jr. To the outside of him, it'll be the driver of the number 51. It's JL himself. Starting in position number 3, driving the number 55. The young man had a quick 55 last week. It is Kyle Willis. Starting in position number 4, driving the number 2 out of New England, it'll be Christopher Lafone. Starting in the 5th position, driving the 08 entry, this is Ryan Carmen. Rolling off 6th, it's the 73, it's going to be Vernon Woodard. Starting in the 7th position, a good starting position last week for Rodney Hontoon in the 01. He'll roll off 7th here, heat race number 1. It's the Racing School number 33 of Mike Taschereau. He'll go 8th. Eric Laurendeau in the number 46 will go 9th. 10th on the grid will be the 05 of Kyle Buck. Mike Young will go 11th tonight, and Ben Bowalski in the 75 will go into the 12th position. That is your 12 cars, heat race number 1 on the track.
Heat race number 1, 5 cars going to technically qualify in to this one, as this is one of 2 heat races. It sounds like, just hearing from race control, that we will have our last chance qualifiers, Roger. So 2 heat races followed up by a last chance qualifier for 2 drivers will unfortunately make the show, but the green flag getting ready to come out in heat race number 1.
Heat race number 1 will be Stephen Dickey starting to the inside. Jonathan will get the Pop-Tart machine. He's hungry on the outside, getting ready to go here tonight at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. We're heat racing here with the Northeast Racers.
Side-by-side pedal down to the turn number 1. It'll be Dickey Jr. jumping out to the race lead. Here comes the momentum on the outside of that 51. That's Jonathan Letourneau. Letourneau working the outside as they still 2x2 in the turn 3.
Coming to complete lap number 1 here tonight at Myrtle Beach, it will be Stephen Dickey Jr., the Hudson Speedway number 98 machine. Now here comes the young man, the 55 of Kyle Willis. Door bang with Kyle Willis. There goes I believe that was the 51 to the outside. They're going to stack him up down here out of turn number 2. The caution flag is coming out here tonight. Caution flag on lap number 2.
Everybody vying for that most important real estate here off of turn number 2. And I tell you right now, that off of turn number 2 is where we'll probably see 90% of our issues here tonight, if we have any more. Is that corner, kind of like a funnel, Roger. You kind of come off that corner, and it pushes you up towards that outside retaining wall. And if someone's there, you kind of lean on them. As they always say, 8 tires are better than 4.
8, I believe it was a total of 12 tires there involved in this one as we watch it back here once again. Let's take it. Watch that number 55 down to the inside. He'll get, it looks like the 51 actually comes down the speedway, and then the 2 of Christopher Buffoon into the back end there, the 51, and that's going to take Carmen, and I believe Taschereau in the Racing School number 33 also getting a little piece of that one. So call it 4 cars technically all around here on the back straightaway, and watch it again here tonight from our blimp camera high above the Myrtle Beach Speedway. Blimp coverage tonight brought to us by the LFOD Motorsports. See the big bobble down there, the 2, and then a pinball effect. Everybody going around. Not a lot of room. Everybody down to the bottom. I believe Ben Bowalski also getting a little piece of that in the 75 Hudson Speedway entry tonight. So a lot of drivers getting turned around here, and they're just going to have to tag the back of the field as we're getting ready, I believe, this time by. Are we going to get the one to go? No, it'll be next time by.
Next time by Stephen Dickey Jr. up on the front of this one. Kyle Willis runs in second. The beneficiaries out of that incident was the 73 of Vernon Woodard, Mike Tashero. In the fifth and final transfer spot right now belongs to Rodney Huntoon in that 0-1. So Kyle Buck one spot out, and then everybody else that was involved in that wreck coming down pit road, getting assess the damage and pulling it out as the lights go out. Hopefully this time by. Oh, they broke. They're out.
It's a forward, Al. They always break.
Yeah.
Well, while we have time here tonight, race fans, we got to thank you all for tuning in here in the early stages of this one for the Northeast Racers presented by LFOD Motorsports. We hope all up here in the Northeast are well. Al, I know myself here in Pennsylvania, I'm getting slammed by this snowstorm here, probably about 24 inches by tomorrow evening. And, well, if you're down here in Pennsylvania, that's a lot of snow. You up in the New York area and everybody up in the New Hampshire, Vermont area, that's not a lot.
No, it's not. And we got a winter effect advisory in effect for here in New York, but it's not down in Myrtle Beach. Green flag is back out. Barney waving that away. Stephen Dickey Jr. jumping out to the race lead. Here comes Kyle Willis. He'll work to the outside of Woodard. That's the battle for second. Huntoon and Tashero do a side-by-side dance in the turn number 3.
And it'll be the inside there for Rodney Huntoon as it's going to work down to the bottom of this is the transfer position currently. We are taking 5 out of this heat race. Mike Tashero, the racing school entry, is the instructor over at the Thompson Speedway. Right now he's on the bubble, and that's Kyle Buck that just went down to the turtles. We're going to go 3 wide. Here comes Carmen down to the inside. He's going to take a break out of that Kit Kat bar to try to get to the inside of the 46, and he's going to actually be able to make the pass, but now he's going to look to go 3 wide here with the bean-tuned entry down into turn number 1. He's going to think about it twice, and he's going to back out sideways for the 46.
Yeah, the 46 got sideways there. He's able to catch it and gather it back up. Is now Christopher Buffon going to work underneath the 46 of Lorendo. Lorendo goes back to your 12th place as meanwhile Stephen Dickey Jr. has 3 laps to go. Good battle for your number 2 spot. Vernon Woodard working to the outside off of turn number 2. Kyle Willis to the inside. This is all happening in front of your 4th place runner of Huntoon. In your final transfer spot has a little bit of breathing room, but would like to get by to ensure himself as they still side by side with 2 to go.
2 laps to go, and the best battle for position right now is that second position as we ride on board here with Rodney Huntoon, who's sitting there in third, just kind of riding right now. I believe if you're Huntoon and you see those 2 cars out in front of you, you know you're in a transfer spot, so why go up and try and make it 3 wide to push the envelope, because this time by it'll be white flag, and your top 5 all have some breathing room. It's Dickey, it's Woodard, Willis, Huntoon, and Tashero, your top 5.
And right now each spot is just worth 1 spot in the feature event. Is contact deeper in the field. 2 cars are on. Everybody keeps it clean and green up front. Off of turn number 4, it'll be Stephen Dickey Jr. picking up heat race, win number 1. The battle for second is going to go to Woodard as he'll cross the line just about a half a car in front of Willis. Huntoon and Tashero all round up your top 5, and that'll be your top 5 cars going in tonight's main event with an automatic bid here. So what an exciting finish to heat race number 1.
That was a great heat race number 1. Heat race number 2 coming up your way in just a couple of seconds here, race fans. Looks like 11 drivers. It'll be actually 10 drivers, I believe, because the race control of Tony Quadros will not count here tonight. We got to give our hats off before we go through this lineup here to Tony Quadros. It is not an easy job, Al, as we all know, to be head race control.
It is not in, keeping everything in line, and the series running very smooth, and everybody seems pretty happy here. But heat race number 2 getting ready to go out onto the racetrack. This is what your starting lineup will look like here for the Northeast Racers at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. Starting on the pole will be the 03. That is Nathan Wenzel. Wenzel in car number 03. Outside of him will be the 14. That is Jeremy Battle. Starting on the inside of row number 2, that'll be the car number 16. That is Ryan Battle. Battle there very close to making it in on time. The field very close in qualifying here tonight. That's how the virtue of the lineup is being brought to us here. Starting 4th will be Eric Pomasco in car number 471. Starting on the inside of row number 3, that'll be Randall Phillips. To his outside will be the 36 of Joel Honston. Horse Dog Motorsports entry of Eric Steele will start 7th. Outside of him will be Ricky Nadeau. in car number 88. The American Canadian champion Brian Hoare will start ninth, and shotgun on the field is the number 18 of Dan Butler. That's your 10-car field getting ready to go for heat race number 2. 5 cars advance. Who's it going to be?
Yeah, the other 5 cars here tonight will go to the last chance qualifier, as we're only taking 5. 10 cars on the speedway, taking 5. So, Al, I can do the math on that one very quickly. That's 5 in, 5 out. And Tony Quadros, unfortunately, we leave him off the timing and scoring. So, but once again, we got to thank Tony Quadros for all he does. And race fans, we got to ask you all to go over to Facebook.com. We know you all have Facebook, because I can see a bunch of you out there watching tonight via our Facebook live feed. I need you to head over. Hit the search bar in the upper left-hand corner of your browser and check out LFOD Motorsports. Find your new used car today on their inventory that they have on the lot. That's LFOD Motorsports, LFOD Motorsports, as we're getting ready to go green flag racing here. Heat race number 2 officially underway as we come down into the restart zone. A great start by Wenzel and Battle.
Wenzel going to jump out to your race lead over that 14 of Jeremy Battle. Battle's doing battle with the other Battle. That's the battle for your 3rd spot. Behind them is the 64 of Phillips and Pomasco, rounding out your top 5 right now, but he's being hounded by Eric Steele. It's still side-by-side for your 2nd spot.
It will be, though, Nathan Wenzel, who leads lap number 1 here out of the 8-lap heat races we have tonight scheduled on the docket. And a little bump there by the Battles. One of them up into the outside wall. I believe that was the number... Is that the 19, I believe, on the timing and scoring for you race fans following along at home? The 64 red machine, though, if you're following along as you see it on the speedway, that's Randall Phillips. He was up into the outside wall, and now he gave away a transfer spot to the number 32 of Eric Steele. So Eric Steele now has moved up 2 spots to put himself into the transfer spot, as these 2 up front here, the Battles, well, they've kind of battled it out as one driver down on the pit road. Joel Hodgson will pull down his number 36. Looks like his heat race is done. He'll go to a last chance qualifier to try to make the A main event tonight.
Yeah, Hodgson's motor blew up going down in the turn number 1. Not quite sure what caused that, as these crate engines inside the street stocks seem to be pretty durable, but his maybe just, well, at the end of its life, they'll have to put a new one in, and he'll come back out for the last chance qualifier. Already 4 laps in, 4 laps to go in this 8-lap qualifying contest, and it is Wenzel who's jumped out to your race lead, but he is not feeling the pressure right now from the 14 of Jeffrey Battle. Now he'll take a peek to the inside, bid for your race lead down the front stretch. Jeffrey Battle to the inside of Wenzel.
First time tonight, we're seeing a battle for the race lead. It is Jeffrey Battle in the number 14 Ghost Flames machine down to the inside. These two had a little bit of a scuffle last week when we were just on the air. This week, so far, it has been all clean between the two. This time by, as they're 2 wide for the race lead to get 2 laps to go here at Myrtle Beach. Under 1 mile of racing here in heat race number 2 to decide who will be the winner of heat race number 2.
Jeffrey Battle puts the nose out in front. Wenzel's going to battle back in that SimCube 03 to the outside. Here comes Ryan Battle. He wants a part of this. He'll try to make it 3 wide off of turn number 4. Final trip around the speedway. The white flag is out. This is all happening in front of Pomasco and Steele. Steele starting to feel some pressure from the number 64 of Randolph Phillips as Wenzel maybe slide back to 3rd. Final trip in the turn number 3. It'll be Jeffrey Battle with a nose out in front off of turn number 4. Battle's going to win the heat race. Ryan Battle will come home 2nd. Wenzel 3rd. Pomasco and Steele, your top 5 cars transferring in to the main event.
Randall Phillips, Ricky Nadeau, Dan Butler, and Brian Hoare will all have to go to a last chance qualifier here tonight. And just like that, I believe we are going to the last chance qualifier already. So your LCQ starting to roll out here onto the starting lineup. Let's go down and walk you through your starting lineup here for the last chance qualifier. Starting on the front row, driving the 08, it's the Kit Kat Monster Energy 08 of Ryan Carmen. Starting behind him in P number 2, it'll be the 88 of Ricky Nadeau. Jonathan Latornis in the number 51 will roll off P number 3. It'll be Randall Phillips, who just missed transferring into the A main in his heat race number 2. He'll roll off 4th. 5th will go to the 66 of Mike Young. He'll start 5th. The Racing School entry, the number 18 of Dan Butler, will roll off into the 6th position here tonight. Christopher Buffoon in the number 2 will roll off 7th. Brian Hoare in the number 37 is scheduled to roll 8th here tonight. Eric Laurendeau in the number 46. He will roll off 9th. Joel Hodgson, his crew's got a brand new motor in his car, it looks like, so he'll make the grid here for the last chance qualifier. He'll roll off 10th. 11th will go to Kyle Buck, then starting into the 12th position here tonight, and the final position will be Big Ben in the number 75 of Ben Bowowski. That's your 12-car lineup here, and Al, I'm thinking we are going to take all 12 cars.
It says 10 here by the note, been passed by race control, so I believe 2 cars will be put up onto the hauler, but we'll see what happens after the green flag, or checker flag, falls here in this one. But so right now you got to be inside the top 10 to transfer into the main event. That would leave 2 drivers unlucky and loading up early to head back up to the north here tonight ahead of schedule than they were planning.
Yeah, I do see that note now, Al. It's really hard when we have this plexiglass. Let's not even lie about it. You're up there in New York, and I'm here in Pennsylvania. There's no plexiglass, but we are very socially distanced, as we hope all you race fans are staying socially distanced and healthy all around the country so we can get back to the real world racing once the springtime hits all around the country. I know, Al, you're looking forward to going out to Knoxville for the Knoxville Nationals this year. I'm still debating on if I'm going to join you on that one yet, if my seat hasn't been sold. Or, I am going to Bristol, so we do have some real racing planned for both of us.
Definitely do. The racing's about to hit the gas pedal here in the last chance qualifier. Green flag is up. We are underway. 15 laps is the distance to see who's going to make it into tonight's main event. Carmen going to jump out to early race lead. He's got Nadu on his outside of the 88. Here comes Phillips in the 64 as he works down the back stretch. Top 3 cars kind of breaking out as they're still side by side for your race lead off turn number 4.
Oh, almost contact that time out of turn number 4 as Nadu started to drift down the speedway. I did notice the 88 got a little scuff on that right rear side. That was coming out of turn 2 last time, as here comes now Randall Phillips working to the inside. One of them going around. Christopher Buffoon going to go around. There's the 36 of Joel Hodgson. He's going to go around. Caution lights are on the speedway on lap number 2 here of your last chance qualifier.
Yeah, and I believe everybody that's out on the racetrack right now is going to be qualified in. It looks like Ben Bozowski and Brian Hoare both did not make the call to the last chance qualifier. So I do believe that the 10 drivers that are out on the racetrack are just racing for their starting positions, Roger. So something going awry in the pits on the number 75 of Bozowski and the 37 of Brian Hoare.
Well, that's not good for either of those drivers. They have made every main event so far this season. It looks like here tonight that will officially cut that streak. But let's go back here and look. We know the number 2, Christopher Buffoon, also Joel Hodgson is involved in this one. There's the number 2. Oh, he gets the little piece of the turtle shells up the track. He goes into the number 66. And that's Mike Young. And then you see the number 36 of Joel Hodgson. He's also going to go around. It's been a rough night for the driver of that 36 already, along with Christopher Buffoon. He's been involved in 2 yellows here, one in his heat race and now 1 here in the last chance qualifier.
Yeah, tough break there for those drivers, but the good news is they should be able to keep going and get some track time. And I always wondered if these drivers, we see it week in and week out, the guys that run the last chance qualifiers here, they seem to run pretty well in the feature. So they get a little extra track time than everybody else, and a little closer to what the track time is going to be when they come out for the main event, the 75-lap main event. So you're interested to see how far up the field that these drivers will make it once they get into tonight's main event.
Yeah, there's some really fast drivers that are stuck here in that last chance qualifier. You talk about Buffon, you talk about Hodgson, Buck, and Butler, all drivers that normally find themselves climbing through the field when it comes a main time, along with Ryan Cartman, who's out front. Just last week, I believe it was, he ran into the top 10 a majority of that night and had himself a pretty solid finish. So right now, he is leading this last chance qualifier here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway as we're pacing under our first caution flag in the last chance qualifier here tonight. There you see the Kit Kat 08 of Carmen. Carmen racing at the Claremont Motorsports Park in the 6-shooter division. Cobb Tech and Hobby on that machine. Also a crew member, I believe, if I'm reading the right one. I am reading the right one. That is a 6-shooter division he runs in. So a little different car than what he races up in the Northeast, but still able to wheel it.
Yeah, these cars are going to It's interesting to see. I've talked to multiple drivers, that have recently just got onto the service, and they're having a great time. But they're amazed. They thought, oh, we'd be able to jump in and just be fast right out of the gate, and that's not the case. They've really found where this is challenging. It's a fun challenge to them, but at the same time, it is challenging, and they've been putting a lot of seat time in. And these drivers come in here, they run multiple practice runs before they even get the TV lights on here on Sunday nights, and we get back at the green flag racing here. But they do put out a good show, and it's an exciting show, and it's not easy as it looks, as these guys make it look.
As we're getting ready back to the green flag, we go instantly. It'll be 13 laps still left here tonight, I believe, in our last chance qualifier, as it's the Carmen machine down to the inside. Nadeau got a fresh start to the outside, but he slipped once again, and he's going to bounce it off the wall down the back straightaway once again. Here comes Randall Phillips peeking to the inside. There's the Pop Tart machine also. And look at the 18, the racing school entry of Butler. He's trying to work his way back up through the field. He split that rack and picked up a couple spots as he runs door to door with the B-tuned 05 of Kyle Buck. Buck's going to go up the speedway a little bit. Look at Buffon. He's back there. He's just stuck in traffic right now.
He is. They're back there, and they're battling up. Joel Hodgson trying to make a move there. He's used up the inside of Kyle Buck. They made some rubbing rails off turn number 4, and now separate it. Here's Randolph Phillips as moves into your number 2 spot. Phillips trying to chase down the 08 of Carmen. He'll move underneath Nadeau. So they've come down the backstretch into turn number 3. Single filed out now in their top 4 cars. Dan Butler taking a look to the outside. He'll lose some ground to the 51 of Latorno.
Dan Butler right now running in that 5th position. That's a solid spot. Everybody will transfer in as a little bit of a battle back here. Oh, it looks like that 46 of Laurendeau having a little bit of problems in the J&M Auto number 46. He'll lose 2 spots, one to Buffon and one to Young. That puts him back to the 10th position. This time by, though, it'll be inside the 10 to go marker. 9 laps to go, and here comes Randall Phillips. He's going to take the 46 to the inside. Oh, a big check up there by Carmen. He tried to get back down to the inside lane, and he does, but he checks up. Latornis and Nadeau. Jonathan really lost a lot of ground as he slid the tires on the Pop-Tart 51.
Yeah, he took an evasive action there, and it broke the rear end loose. This is your top 3 now have broken away. Doing good battle there for that spot. Good side-by-side battle a little bit deeper here in the field for your 6th spot. As Joel Hodgson works the outside of the speedway, he's under attack by Kyle Buck in at 05. Buck down to the inside, and they got Buffon coming right into this battle as well. As they cross the line, 7 laps they go in this 15-lap affair in the last chance showdown.
You go on board there to watch that battle right there with Buck and Hodgson as they battle down the back straightaway. Nothing going on up front right now. It's still Randall Phillips, Carmen, Nadeau, Latornis right there in the 4th position. These drivers that are battling are all outside the top 5 currently with 6 laps to go. It's the B-tuned entry down on the inside as Joel Hodgson trying to get her wound up here to work the outside of the speedway. It'd be the first time we've seen a passo as he's going to scrape the wall, and then it looked like Kyle Buck may have hit the hooks because he thought the 36 was going to bounce down the speedway. Christopher Buffon has moved up 2 spots since we went back green flag racing. Now it looks like as he'll pull side by side with 5 laps to go, looking to pick up another one at least here on Kyle Buck. He knows regardless he's going to have to start way deep into the field here tonight in the 75 A main event.
Yeah, and right now they're just trying to fill the car, and every position on the racetrack is where they're going to start in further up in the feature. So right there, Buffon moving around the 05 of Buck. That'll put him starting inside deep in this field, but the inside line might be the line to beat early on in this main event that we have coming up in just 4 laps of time. Randall Phillips up front in the front of this one. He has stretched out the gap here a little bit.
Yeah, not by much. It's about 0.3 of a second. Call that about almost 4 car lengths, actually, as there's 3 laps to go here tonight. Randall Phillips trying to pick up a last chance qualifier win as up the speedway. Jonathan in the Pop-Tart machine just scraped the outside wall down the back straightaway. It'll be the popsicle sticks flying in the air here tonight in this last chance qualifier. It looks like Joel Hodgson goes up the speedway in turn 4. That'll allow the number 2 of Christopher Buffon back down to the inside. He'll look in turn number 1 to try and finish the deal off here as, maybe almost a little contact there. It looks like there might have been as Joel Hodgson had to wiggle himself up the speedway. Here comes Kyle Buck. He'll stuff it down to the inside in turn 3, and Oh, he's trying to hold it down there. Joel Hodgson not going to wiggle, as it'll be one lap to go here, though, for Randall Phillips.
Yeah, Randolph Phillips holding a pretty wheel now. 0.4 of a second in front of Carmen down the backstretch for the final time in that number 64 automobile. He'll come off of turn number 4. Checkered flag is up. Randolph Phillips will pick up the heat race win. Second will go to Carmen. Latorno will come home third. Nadu and Butler, your top 5.
Hard contact for Kyle Buck coming across the start-finish line. He'll have to take the toe to pit row, but boy, was that very hard contact. All 10 drivers that took the green flag there in your last chance qualifier race fans will make the main event here tonight. So congratulations to all 10 of those drivers. So we'll have a very solid stacked field, Al, in about, well, a minute and call it 40 seconds.
Yeah, a quick 2-minute hot lap session coming up for these drivers to go out there and feel it. And this is a very important 2 minutes for the drivers that had time trialed their way in. They were able to sit and watch the last 2 heat races and that last chance qualifier, but now they get to go out on the racetrack and get a feel for what it's going to feel like for a feature time.
And as we get ready for that, race fans, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back here to bring you the A main event tonight for the LFOD Motorsports Northeast Racers.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Myrtle Beach Speedway, home of this round for the Northeast Racers, presented by LFOD Motorsports. Race fans, you up in the New Hampshire area, Vermont area, well, you're not too far away either. You need to head on over there to LFOD Motorsports and check out what they have on the lot today as we're getting ready to race. You could probably go pick up a pretty good race car over there too, Al. I think you need one of those.
Yeah, I keep tearing the ones up that I have. So maybe Tony and the gang up there for the Northeast Racers at LFOD Motorsports can maybe hook me up and get me back out on the racetrack here sooner than later.
Well, maybe they can, but these guys are out onto the speedway already, Al, and this is your starting lineup brought to us by LFOD Motorsports. Starting on the front row, it'll be the number 24, LA Sim Sport, Young Guns Creation, number 24 of Alan Young. To his outside, driving the number 35, it'll be Milton Duran. Casey Bietti in the 45 tonight will start P number 3. David Greenslit, the Division II NASCAR champion, he will start the number 20 in 4th. Fifth tonight will go to the number 91 of Justin Benkowski, in the 91. Starting in 6th position, driving the Hudson Speedway number 98, it'll be Stephen Dickey Jr. Jeffrey Battle, he picked up a heat race win, and he'll go 7th. 8th here tonight, driving the number 73, to be Vernon Woodard. Ryan Battle in the 16 will go 9th on the starting lineup, and rounding out the top 10 here tonight, driving the number 55, it is Kyle Willis.
Starting 11th will be the number 03, that is Nathan Wenzel. To his outside, the number 01, that is Rodney Huntoon. Eric Pomasco in car number 471 will start 13th. Outside of him, the 33 is Mike Taschereau. Eric Steele and Randolph Phillips will make up row number 8. Row number 9 is going to be Ryan Carmen in car 08. And the outside of him will be the 51 of Jonathan Latorno. Ricky Nadeau will start on the inside of row number 10. Outside of him, Dan Butler in car number 18. Christopher Buffon will roll off 21st. Joel Hodgson 22nd. And your final starters of the evening, Kyle Buck at 05. Eric Laurendeau in car number 46. And how about Mike Young, shotgun on the field in car number 66. That's your 24 car starting field. Who's it going to be here tonight, Roger, after 75 laps of side-by-side heart-stopping action at the Myrtle Beach Speedway?
It'll be one of these drivers, of course, Al. It's not going to be you. It's not going to be me. But race fans, we got to thank you as we pace here. Getting ready to go green flag race. We got to thank you all for tuning in tonight. If you're watching via the Turn 3 Racing Facebook page or you're watching live over on YouTube, we appreciate each and every one of you tuning in here tonight to support your Northeast Racers, presented by LFOD Motorsports, as we're ready to go green flag racing. 75 laps will be the distance. It'll be green slit, and it'll be Alan Young on the front row. Green flag is out, and we are racing. Lap number 1 underway here tonight at the Myrtle Beach Speedway.
Green slit on the outside. He'll have a half car length advantage this time off of turn number 2 for the first time down the backstretch. Alan Young going to dig deep on the inside, and car number 24. They'll come in the turn number 3 side by side for your race lead. Casey Bietti settled in the third. Contact, and there goes Young. Alan Young going through the spin cycle into the infield here on the opening lap, and he is up on his side in victory lane. Tough break, his yellow flag coming out for the 24. Finally getting pulled away there, but so the slight contact off of turn number 4 sent him through the grass here on the front stretch.
You know who that's really going to help out, though? That's going to help out the number 33 of Mike Tasher out of the racing school entry. He missed the grid, so he had to start shotgun to the field from pit road. With that early caution coming out, it's going to allow him to catch the back of the field. Yes, it's going to be tough luck for Alan Young. We'll watch that back here in just a couple of seconds once our truck gets it queued up. The Young Guns creation, number 24, definitely has some nose damage to that Chevrolet now. So we'll see if that motor will hold together the rest of the way. We've already seen one motor expire back into the heat races with a little bit of nose damage on that. So let's take a look back here at Alan Young and see what happened to him. We may have to go to our blimp camera here as we have the blimp camera pulled up. There you see the number 20 at David Greenslit to the outside, the 24 down to the bottom, and it looks like, oh boy, they just come straight together off of turn number 4, and Alan Young to the inside wall.
Yeah, just one of the, I think, one of those racing deals. Nothing anybody did wrong there. Just this tough break for the FSM Customs number 24 of Alan Young.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough one after you set down a very quick time. He was the 5th fastest in our qualifying session, and it looked like maybe the 24 got a little loose, actually, Al, when we watched it back from that camera angle. Maybe just the very, very slight twitch of the front wheels is what maybe started to give that push to that car, and now he's going to have to restart, dead last, 25th.
25th, and I don't think the 24 car will stay down there unless there is some heavy damage to the front or to that race car here as they pace around here. It doesn't look like it is hurt too bad. I think he'll be able to continue on here tonight without having any issues, but we'll never know.
Well, I bet we'll find out once we do go green flag racing. There you see Mike Tashiro also in the racing school entry. We talked about him getting, he's going to use one of his 9 lives here tonight, right off the jump of this one. It'll be David Greenslit, though, Casey Yeti. It'll be Stephen Dickey right there, your front 3. And then that's the number 73 of Vernon Wooder. Those are your top 4 positions here as we get ready to go back green flag racing. 1 lap officially in the books tonight for your Northeast Racers right here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway.
74 laps to go. Who's it going to be? Plenty of time for Alan Young to get back through the field. Here as they come off the corner, number 4, green flag up in the hand of Barney as the light bulbs flash. We are back underway here with the LFOD Motorsports 75 lapper here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway.
Well, don't pay no attention to that timing and scoring just yet. It'll situate itself out as the caution laps don't count. The ticker doesn't like that, but Casey Bietti gonna nose ahead down the back straightaway over David Greenslit in the Vermont Cabinetry number 20, who will lead this lap. Bietti gonna get a little loose. I think Vernon Woodard might have just touched the wall, but it is Casey Bietti leading a lap here tonight at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. David Greenslit gonna get a great run entering turn number 1. He'll get a good start down the back straightaway, but it will be heads up into 3.
Yeah, still door-to-door, wheel-to-wheel through turns 1, 3, and 4. Off of turn 4 they come. Greenslit
going around towards the back. I believe that's the 51. Jonathan in the Pop-Tart entry. Garmin also involved, and I can't see who that other one is that's officially stopped down on the back or to the infield there. I didn't quite see who that was. Is that Alan Young? It was not.
No, I'm not sure who that was.
We do know Ryan Carmen is involved here in his Kit Kat Monster Energy machine. We know Jonathan Latorno is involved in the Pop-Tart number 51.
Looks like Buffon may be possibly involved in that one as well.
It does look like it is the O'Sullivan number 2 of Christopher Buffon, as there is heavy nose damage on that number 2. Boy, what a night it has been for Christopher Buffon here so far. So we'll watch this back here. We know it's going to start somewhere around, well, car 51 here. Watch it down into the corner of some bumper tag there. Oh, Eric Steele actually got a little sideways, and then the 51 was down to the inside. And there's Buffon, and there's Dan Butler also sliding through. So a couple drivers involved there that are sliding on through. Deck didn't quite get turned around, but they were part of it. We'll see if we can go on board here, watching with Dan Butler. He got a little piece of it, and then Al, he did a great job of driving. He was able to power back into it and drift that car right around the spinning number 2 of Christopher Buffon, and then he holds on to it. I don't believe any damage on the number 18 Racing School entry for Dan Butler, so he'll restart possibly right around the 15th, 16th area.
No, and the 32 of Eric Steele getting assessed with the end of the line penalty there for his having part to do with that incident there in turn number 3. So it'll tag along to the backside of the field. But tough racing right there, and then just got everybody fighting for the little inches on the racetrack, and this field being so tight as they are, every little inch is going to make a difference. And well, sometimes you cross over that line, and no harm. I don't believe anybody's feelings will be too hurt. Plenty of time left to go in this feature event.
Looks like 3 laps have officially been completed here tonight at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. Casey Bietti is still our race leader with David Greenslit. Vernon Woodard did pick up a quick position there on that restart, so he'll restart 3rd. And then it'll be Stephen Dickey currently. It does look like all drivers are on the speedway as of right now, so nobody has pulled their street stock off the Myrtle Beach racing surface so far tonight. Eric Steele, once again, will start shotgun to the field. Alan Young has worked his way back up into the 20th position there, the number 24 Young Guns Creation. He'll restart just outside the top 20. Pace car down on the way, though. We're getting ready to come back into the restart zone once again. Casey Bietti, David Greenslit, they swap positions. Now it's Bietti's turn. Green flag is back into the air. Casey Bietti hammers down towards turn 1, and no contact between him and David Greenslit. Looked like Greenslit really wanted to come down the track, but Bietti was there.
Yeah, a little contact there as they come down the backstretch for the first time since the green flag comes out. Greenslit with a half-car advantage, but Casey Bietti's going to dive it down low. He'll come off of turn number 4. Still side by side for your race lead. Greenslit will lead lap number 5.
So with David Greenslit nosing ahead there, it's still they're stacked up 2x2 behind that with Vernon Woodard to the inside of Stephen Dickey. Jeffrey Battles right there. And Benkowski also, the number 91, he is hanging right there also. Here comes the 16 of Ryan Battle also. Oh, one battle sideways. The other battle has to battle to get around it. Now they're stacked up 3 wide. That's Wenzel in the middle. Carmen to the inside. Hontoon to the outside. And how we just saved that, I don't know.
We don't know, but Randall Phillips up 7 spots. Remember, he won the last chance showdown here just a few moments ago. He's already cracked the top 10. He's right behind the 55 of Kyle Willis as they work there off of turn number 4. Side by side for your race lead. Casey Bietti down to the inside once again. Greenslit up the racetrack. This all happening in front of the 73 of Vernon Woodard as they roar down the backstretch.
Down the back straightaway, it does look like David Greenslit has a little advantage on the outside right now. That Verizon number 45 of Casey Bietti not able to pull the power down. It will be David Greenslit once again at the line as they go into turn 1. Greenslit really trying to get down in front of the 45 of Bietti, but Bietti says, no, you're not just going to come down here and take it. Take it from the outside as they go back down the back straightaway. Bietti still poking the nose of that number 45 right there. Vernon Woodard just kind of sitting there waiting to see which line is actually going to take it, but he has to hurry up because here comes the 91 of Justin Benkowski.
Yeah, Benkowski now to the outside. Contact. Randall Phillips going around. Eric Steele is facing backwards on the front stretch. Yellow flag number 3 coming out for the Horse Dog Motorsports Oval Works Speedball Bearings entry of Eric Steele. Steele getting pointed back in the right direction, but we are slowed for the 3rd time here tonight little rough patch getting this one started.
So we'll watch this one back here in just a second. As we do know, it is the Swag TV ComServe Speedball Bearings entry there of Eric Steele that did start towards the back of the field on that restart. Trying to come up through the field is a very purple chrome machine. You really can't miss it, race fans. Great paint job on this number 32 for the Horse Dog Racing driver, and now the truck tells us they have it queued up. What just happened to the 32 of Eric Steele? There's Milton Duran to the outside. Oh, Duran got sideways, and then both drivers kind of get locked together in a warping situation, and around goes the 32. He'll bounce it off the wall a couple times on the front straightaway, and that's what's going to bring this caution flag out.
Just tough racing right there. Nothing that either one of those drivers did wrong. Obviously, Steele getting the short end of the stick at that one as he's down on pit road right now, surveying the damage, now pulling away. So the good news is with the laps not counting underneath these yellow flags, you don't go down any laps. You can go down and get the car fixed, bang out the dents, and on that very, very nice looking paint job that you said, that if you're out in the grandstands here tonight or watching on the Turn 3 Racing Network, you won't miss that race car.
That's true. A lot of good-looking cars through the field. While we have time, let's take a look at a couple of them. See if we can get our cameras to pull that drone footage up. And right there it is. We fly the car or the drone real close. There you see the Hudson Speedway number 98 of Stephen Dickey. That is a good-looking hot rod out there tonight. Another one of those good ones. We talk about it all the time, the orange and black. We love the color orange here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. There's the Racing School of Dan Butler. Joel Hodgson also having a wonderful number 36. I mean, that is a stable here with the Northeast Racers, whether it's his super late model or right here with the street stock. They both look the same, and they're good-looking machines. They like to keep them that way. We'll see if they can keep those cars all looking good. Of course, David Greenslet having his mimicked right after his street stock that he runs up there in Vermont.
Pace car pulling down, and Bietti and Greenslet going to choose the outside here once again. See if it pays off here as they come off turn number 4 into the restart zone. Green flag is up, and we are back underway. And Bietti was ready for a drag race down here in turn number 1. Bouncing off doors once again. Bietti works to the inside. Bankowski and Woodard also side by side as they come off turn number 2.
Down the back straightaway they come. Oh, a couple drivers together back there. I believe that was Stephen Dickey and Ryan Battle that made a little contact, but the battle was for the race lead. It's going to be Casey Bietti and David Greenslit. Give it to Greenslit that time by at the line here. That'll put 11 laps officially in the books here tonight. Oh, Bietti playing right down there on those turtles.
One car around to 55 of Willis getting sideways. And it is on in the backstretch here. Yellow flag number 4 coming out. They were 3 wide with Randall Phillips and Kyle Willis getting the short straw on that deal, as he's got some heavy left front damage on that number 55.
So another rough caution flag here at Myrtle Beach. We'll have to give it another look here because it was just outside our camera. I believe Rodney Hontoon may be involved in this one also, and a couple other drivers on the back straightaway. Let's take it back. Let's watch Rodney Hontoon. We saw him go off track. I'm not sure if that was part of this, but there you see the 3 wide. That is the 3 wide right there at the 64 and the 55, and then that's where Rodney Hontoon turned off the front nose of that number 2 machine of Christopher Buffone. That's what spins him down into the 55 to bring out our 4th caution flag here of the night on, I believe it was lap 11.
Yeah, 11 laps will be in the books when we go back green flag racing. One of those instances there where, Hontoon saw the incident happening. He checked up. Buffone did not check up. Maybe did not get the message they were wrecking there, as Randall Phillips getting sent to the rear for his part and getting the 55 of Willis sideways. So once they get everything scored away up in the scoring tower, we'll have the lights going out around the speedway. We should get back to green flag racing.
Yeah, a lot of tough nose racing here in the early stages, Al. The track here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway, very wide. 3 wide racing, sometimes it doesn't work here in the early stages. Everybody does have 4 Mr. Superman tires currently on their car. But we know the Myrtle Beach Speedway is not very nice to tires. It doesn't matter if you're running a Mazda Miata, a street stock, a super late model, or if you even have the Xfinity cars that used to race here back in the day at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. It will grade the tires like a cheese grater. Now it does look like the lights go out on the iRacing.com pace car. It will be the number 45 starting on the inside here for Casey Bietti. The number 20 of David Greenslit once again to the outside. Then it's the 91 of Justin Binkowski. Vernon Woodard to the outside. Then it'll be Jeffrey Battle, Stephen Dickey, Ryan Battle, Ryan Carmen, Nathan Wenzel, and Ricky Nadeau rounding out the top 10 cars here. After we cleaned up our fourth caution flag of the night, we'll come back here into the restart zone and get her going. iRacing pace car down and away, and we're creeping back into the restart. Bietti, Greenslit, your front row, some contact from everybody. They are all ready to go. So it'll be the 45 of Casey Bietti still holding the inside lane here with the number 20 of David Greenslit working the outside as down the back straightaway. Looks like the 91 of Binkowski giving a little bit of a push to the 45. Casey Bietti trying to help him out, get along down the road, but it'll be the outside lane prevailing here. David Greenslit will go back to the point here on lap number 14 with 13 officially completed here tonight. Three wide racing as the 08 of Ryan Carmen is up to the top side of the track. He tried to get around the 08 of, that is the 08. He tried to get around Stephen Dickey and the 88 of Ricky Nadeau. All at one shot. It didn't work as he is side by side as they're three wide inside the top five. It's one battle down to the inside. That's the 14. They were three wide with Vernon Woodard to the outside. Woodard just snuck his way through there to now find himself running third.
Yeah, what a great battle that was with the 45 of Bietti to Jeffrey Battle working the inside of Binkowski. Now Bietti a little bit slow off the corner. That's going to, let's look at that slice job there. Jeffrey Battle goes from the inside line to the outside line. Now he'll go around the outside of the 45 of Bietti. Bietti catches the Turtles off of turn number 2, and he'll slide into that fourth spot. So Bietti sliding backwards in this one right now as yellow flag comes out. Milton Duran has gone around on the backstretch. Heavy smoke billowing from the front end of that car.
So that'll bring out the fifth caution flag here in the early stages of this one, but I believe Milton Duran's night has just gone up in smoke. That number 35 is smoking as he pulls it into pit road. I don't think that's one of the cars that are going to be able to continue here tonight. Milton Duran out of the Hudson Speedway, races in the Northeast Mini Stock Tour for the Milton Duran Motorsports. He's only 17, and that youngster has a lot of work to do to get his car back into shape for next week.
Yeah, Duran gonna pull down here into the infield, have his crew go to work on that number 35, but it might be requiring quite a bit of time here, but is the motor finally just expired. So unfortunately, I think that might be all she wrote for the 35 of Milton Duran here as the field paces. They clean up the oil on the backstretch at the Myrtle Beach Speedway.
Oh, it looks like that he had some connection issues, Al, with iRacing, and then all of a sudden he's already around on the back straightaway, and that's where his night will end, sitting up against the inside wall and then taking her back to pit road. So that's unfortunate for him as he's down on pit road now. His night at Myrtle Beach is over. His Southern Tour is not going to be one that he wants to remember and write home about.
No, definitely not, but he'll be back next week just like they do every week, and they'll ready to put on a show next week for all you Milton Duran fans out there.
Yeah, we think there's not a lot of room out here at Myrtle Beach. Wait till we head to the Langley Speedway just next week on February the 7th. That'd be a good one to watch. Langley Al last year put on a good show with the super late models. We'll see what kind of show she puts on with the street stocks here. This is the first time we've watched the street stocks on the Turn 3 Racing Network here for the Northeast Racers, so it's going to be interesting. These cars don't get planted into the racing surface as good as the super late model.
No, they definitely don't. And Langley, one of those tracks, kind of like an Oxford, flat in the corners. And you really use your patience there and not use that front bumper, as that can get you into trouble and get tempers flaring. Pace car down and away. We are ready to go back. Green flag racing, single file restart. Headed our way, the 20 of David Greenslit showing the way over Vernon Woodard. Very slow pace into the restart zone. Now they'll step on the gas pedal. Bietti's going to go to the outside of Woodard. Side by side for your number 2 spot. Casey Bietti works to the outside. Here comes Jeffrey Battle in car number 14. He'll go to the inside of Bietti off of turn number 2.
Bietti trying to work his way back up inside the top 2 where he has been for, well, the first 15 laps of this event. But here comes Jeffrey Battle down to the inside also. Will he be able to pick up a spot? As a couple drivers are 3 wide back here, I believe. That's Dan Butler's 3 wide. Alan Young is right there. I believe that is the 64 of Randall Phillips and the 55 of Kyle Willis. They were all 3 wide back here for about the 20th position. So there's hard-nosed racing no matter where you look, as Casey Bietti still continues to struggle. Now he's on the outside here with Jeffrey Battle down into turn 1.
I got to wonder if there's a lot of damage. That 24 of Alan Young. He was the 5th quickest in qualifying, started on the pole in this feature event, and he has not really gone anywhere since his accident on the opening lap. Rides there in the 20th spot as they are wrecking off. Big junk off the corner. Huntuzeveld Steel, they've got him a parking lot off turn 4.
6th caution flag going to fly here tonight at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. Bukowski, he's going to tow it straight to pit road. Everybody else is trying to really get her figured out in which direction they want to go. Bukowski, Pomasco, Nadu, Han, Dune, and Tashiro all looks like they're being credited with being involved in this one. We know Eric Pomasco is involved in the 471. Let's take a look back here and watch Eric Pomasco. We know Rodney Hontoon also, I believe, was involved in this one, so we're watching. Oh, it does start out in front of him. It looks like the 91 of Bukowski was the first car to go around, and then you see everybody else. There goes Eric Steele spinning to the inside wall.
Yeah, Bukowski was racing with the 16 Orion Battle and trying to go 88 and 80, nowhere to go. Wenzel getting a piece of it. Rodney Huntoon as well. Castro, and then everybody else is kind of piled in after that with nowhere to go. Some drivers coming to a complete stop to snake their way through it. So just tough racing there once again, side by side racing, breeding another yellow flag here. 20 laps are in, 55 laps remain.
And as we pace here under the caution flag here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway, we'll be right back here to bring you more racing from the Myrtle Beach Speedway.
To the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save!
Look to the outside as Cronkite goes off. De Jong into second place.
I'm going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
He's trying this contact though.
Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Benner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe. Garrett Lowe.
Welcome back here to the Myrtle Beach Speedway. Ready to go green flag racing already. A quick yellow flag here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. 19 laps officially complete as David Greenslit and Vernon Woodard are going to battle into turn 1. Woodard looking to the inside. Al, he had the nose there but had to hit the hooks.
He had to grab the full hand of brake there to stay out the left rear quarter panel. David Greenslit. Woodard runs second. Bietti runs third. Then there's Jeffrey Battle. And Dickey Jr. up to your 5th spot. As they run here side by side, Rodney Huntoon and Nathan Wenzel, or not Wenzel, Pomasco is going side by side here. This is a battle for your 8th position. Pomasco to the outside. Here comes Christopher Buffon in car number 2. He'll move into that 9th spot. Gotta wonder if the front end damage to that 0-1 of Huntoon is really hurting his efforts right now, as he's got the 46 or the 66 of Mike Young right there breathing down on the back trunk lid.
Eric Steele making a move to the inside here on the number 33 Racing School entry of Mike Taschereau. Dan Butler, the other Racing School entry, just behind him. Eric Steele's going to race that 33 to the start-finish line. It'll be Eric Steele picking up the 13th position for the time being. Everybody's still running in the same positions up in the front three. Greenslit, Woodard, Bietti. Nothing has changed up there, as now you see Eric Steele slide up in front. Here comes Kyle Willis. Willis, remember, was involved in, I believe it was wreck number 3 of the evening, trying to work his way back through the field. He's got Alan Young chasing him, and then that's the 51 of Latorno. He's back there, and then a 51 entry. He's trying to also come back through the field. Lots of strong cars buried into the back of the field.
Yeah, and these yellow flags, they have not gotten able to get stretched out, get these tires hot, where they can make some moves. As now Dan Butler and Alan Young will go door to door off turn number 4. This is the battle for your 18th spot. So the number 24 of Alan Young holding on to 16th is now Lord Latorno. Gets loose and got number 51. He'll hold on to it, but here comes Lauren on the outside in that J&M Auto number 46. Great battling deep here in the field up front. No changes. Greenslit still holds on to it. Your first 7 cars, single file. You get all the way back here to Rodney Huntoon in your 10th spot is Randall Phillips rebounding after being sent to the rear. Hill's closing in, and he'll take away that 10th spot from Huntoon through turns 4.
Yeah, he has a really fast number 64. If you're watching the timing and scoring, he's shown as the number 19 here tonight on our timing and scoring. As Phillips back inside the top 10 for the first time. Rodney Huntoon sliding backwards with that 01 entry. Maybe that nose damage has finally come to too much for him. Maybe the car is down on power now, as Eric Steele in that Swag TV entry is working to the inside of the speedway. He's looking, that would be the 11th position if he can clear the 01 of Rodney Huntoon, as nothing has changed up front. It's still the same 3, as now actually there's a battle. Here comes the 14, that is Jeffrey Battle. He's going to look to the inside. That was a big mistake entering turn 3 right after I said nothing changed inside the top 3. It looks like Casey Bietti just overdrove the corner, wheel hopped the car, and up the speedway it went, allowing Jeffrey Battle to close in and now complete the pass to put himself P number 3.
Jeffrey Battle going to move into the 3rd spot, looking for some more. Casey Bietti trying to close back in on the backside of that number 14 of Battle. Can't do it this time by, as they still run nose to tail up here, so no changes there. Ryan Carmen, the guy from the last chance qualifier, all the way up into your 6th spot. That's 11 spots change so far. He is doing battle with the number 98 of Stephen Dickey Jr. And Jr. up the racetrack. Carmen not able to capitalize that time off turn number 4.
So they're run nose to tail back down into turn number 1 here on lap number 31. Casey Bietti was all sorts of out of shape once again down into the corner. You got to question it, Al. Did he use the tires too hard in the first, well, call it 10 laps of this event here? Because the tires you start on are the tires you have to finish on, and that number 45 just does not seem to be handling the same way it was when he was battling with David Greenslit for the lead, as Stephen Dickey slides up the speedway once again in his Hudson Speedway number 98.
And we got a battle for your number 2 spot. Vernon Woodard up the racetrack. Here comes Jeffrey Battle. Battle has a lot of speed here tonight at the Myrtle Beach Speedway, as he'll run in the 3rd spot, tucks it back in line behind the number 73 of Woodard. He'll go to the corner now, cuts down low off of turn number 2. Can he get a run down the back stretch? He cannot. He'll tuck it back in line in the turn 3.
He'll tuck it back in, as I believe now it looks like Vernon Woodard going to slide up the track again here, this time out of turn 4. That's just going to allow that 14 back to the inside here. They just keep kind of passing it back like a hot potato for the time being. Now it's going to be Vernon Woodard checking up, and he'll slide down to the bottom of the speedway, as here comes Casey Bietti. He's going to be right back in line. Brake rotors are glowing here. I'm going to say early, but they've been hard on the brakes so far here tonight at Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, and these cars are very heavy race cars, and they have to get on the brakes to wall them down. They go up the racetrack now. Woodard up the racetrack. Here comes Casey Bietti. Bietti maybe taking a little time to cool off his tires. He has picked up the pace once again as he battles for your 3rd spot off of turn number 4. Stephen Dickey Jr., Ryan Carmen are inching in as they have stretched their legs and they have hooked the toe strap to the backside of that 45, and they are inching in on this battle every lap very, very quickly.
Battle back here for the 10th position as you see the number 64, the number 19 of Randall Phillips, and the number 2 of Christopher Buffone. Buffone had the position. Now it looks like Randall Phillips is going to get it. Now he'll set his eyes on the Eric Polmasco machine up there running into the 8th position. According to our timing and scoring, here comes Eric Steele also. That Horse Dog Motorsports entry is on the move, and contact between him and Christopher Buffone. Buffone up into the outside wall.
He hits the outside wall very hard in that O'Sullivan sponsored number 2. He keeps it pointed in the right direction. Kyle Buck has gone around here on the backstretch as well, bringing up the yellow, and one car up on its lid. That's the 36 of Casey Bietti, and Bietti is not getting any better, or not Bietti, excuse me, that's Joel Hodgson. Remember, we saw him pop a motor in the qualifier. Now was up on his lid, but able to pull back away here, but yellow flag number 7 coming out here on the backstretch.
Yeah, you confused me there for a sec. You said the 36 of Bietti, and I'm looking around on the track, and I'm like, Bietti's over here in turn 2, and Hodgson's over here, and Al, you had me spinning like a clock.
Just wanted to make sure you're paying attention.
I had my head on a swivel like I was in a rundown again. Let's take the look back, though. Dan Butler involved, Kyle Buck, Joel Hodgson all involved right here. Let's watch the 18, the racing school entry. He's on the outside. That's the black and orange machine. That's Dan Butler. Oh! Hard contact for Butler into the inside wall there. Joel Hodgson, you just saw him flash across our screen as he went up and over. Kyle Buck also involved. He tried to turn the 36 back over, and he actually did. He gave him a little nudge when he went on by there to help him out. Let's take the look back here, and I believe our onboard camera riding on board with Joel Hodgson. He went for a wild ride down there in turn 3. Dan Butler also with heavy impact of that inside retaining wall, but it looks like he was able to drive her away. Don't know how much damage is actually done to that 18 machine, but it took one hard hit to that right front.
It definitely did there. It looks like Butler heard clear low, and by the time he made the left-hand turn off turn number 2, while that hole was no longer a hole, and this contact made there. Both those cars down on pit road going to get their damage looked at. The crew out surveying how much damage is on both of those race cars here tonight.
So according to our timing and scoring, when they came across the loop at the time of caution flag, it was David Greenslit, Jeffrey Battle, and Vernon Woodard, your top 3 drivers here tonight. Currently. That's with Casey Bietti sitting there in the next position behind, and Stephen Dickey, Ryan Carmen, Wenzel, Polmasco, and Randall Phillips. It looks like Joel Hodgson will go a lap down. That's correction, Al. They won't go a lap down here because the caution flag laps do not count.
Correct. Glad you're paying attention finally, Roger.
I just woke up from a nap.
Well, I know you're poor, but you're not that poor where you can't pay attention.
What?
Exactly.
What'd I miss?
Everything.
Well, that's nothing new here tonight. Looks like the field should come to get one lap to go here. Maybe I'll pay attention for that one. It will be David Greenslit choosing the outside lane here. He has chosen the outside every time he has been the leader on a restart. That'll put Jeffrey Battle to the inside within the 45 of Casey Bietti to the outside of row number 2 with the 73, the dyslexia kicking in, the 73 of Vernon Woodard right there also, your top 4 drivers. One driver peeking down to the inside there. I believe that was Randall Phillips, but he'll pull back up into line. Dan Butler will start shotgun to the field. 2 cars off the speedway as Nadeau and Bankowski. Milton Durant is done for the night.
Get your field working here. A little bit of bumper tag off turn number 4. Green flag is back up, and we are back underway as the field rushes down into turn number 1. Good start by Jeffrey Battle. Jeffrey Battle going to jump up to your race lead over Greenslit. Down the backstretch, they roar. It'll be Battle with a 3/4 of a car advantage. But here comes Greenslit with a Green Mountain Carpentry car number 20 working the outside of the speedway. But Battle is going to be leading lap number 39.
He leads and a little bit farther back into the field. One of them going to go up the speedway. That's the 08 of Ryan Carmen of the Kit Kat 08 entry. He takes the Hellcat High Wide Handsome, and that's going to lose him 2 spots as there's the Hudson machine going underneath. And now Vernon Woodard trying to get around Casey Bietti once again, as the outside seems to be the place to be, but also out front seems the place to be. Jeffrey Battle starting to maybe open up just the slightest of gaps, as actually he just gave it all the way down in turn 1.
Jeffrey Battle is going to show the way is over David Greenslet. So all eyes are on the battle for your third spot. Casey Bietti really working the outside of the racetrack quite well. Just as I say that, here comes Greenslet. He takes a bit to the inside. He'll draw up even with Jeffrey Battle in the corner. Sides up the racetrack, almost contact between your race leaders as they come off for turn number 2. Still door to door in the turn 3. Greenslet off the gas pedal. Let's roll the bottom a little bit. Jeffrey Battle. Oh, contact. Greenslet's a little bit sideways. They'll hold on to it as Battle holds on to your race lead.
Still the battle for that third position, though, between Vernon Woodard and Casey Bietti. They keep passing that back and forth. That hot potato is getting even hotter here tonight as the laps start to close down over the halfway point home. It'll be Jeffrey Battle once again off of turn number 4. David Greenslet, and then this battle. Casey Bietti, Vernon Woodard. Stephen Dickey's right here also lurking in the background as they're going to go 3 wide back here. I think that's going to be Ryan Battle down to the inside. He was almost down into the grass trying to get around the 55 of Kyle Willis and the number 24 of Alan Young. He was trying to use up every inch of racing room. Contact. Christopher Buffone into the back of Eric Plomasco. Plomasco was a little sideways. He holds on to it. The Hornet's Nest back here swatting at the bees.
Yeah, they are all racing very hard, swapping paint, a lot of tire marks down the side of these race cars. Alan Young works the outside of the 55 of Willis as they're all jammed up in jelly tight off of turn number 4 as they are looking to go 3 wide. Willis taking a look to the inside, but Buffone can't make anything happen. The number 16 of Ryan Battle right there as well is the SimCube 03 of Wenzel. He'll move to the outside of Plomasco. Plomasco will work in the inside of the racetrack. Here comes the 51 Pop-Tart automobile working the high side of the speedway, ready to get popped out of the toaster here and try to make it inside the top 10.
Almost 3 wide racing once again there with Kyle Willis, Ryan Battle, and Alan Young, that time on the front straightaway. That's just behind the Christopher Buffone entry and the Latorno entry, as these guys are battling right now currently for 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, sideways for the number 2 off of turn number 4. Buffone going to hang on to it, but boy, did he have his hands full. Those 7.5-inch Hoosier tires were all over the place. Now he'll run over the turtles. They're going to push Alan Young into the outside wall.
Yeah, Alan Young's not getting any easier as he'll kiss the outside retaining wall as they still making contact. Eric Steele with a nice rebound. He was working underneath the 73 of Vernon Woodard. We saw Steele get sent to the rear early on for an event there. Now he'll take over that 6th spot, so he is on the climb. But how about the hard charge of the race? The man right in front of him, that is the 08 of Carmen, as they still are 2 wide. As now Plomasco is getting some pressure from the 51 of Latorno. Latorno is going to take over the lead. Plomasco tries to cut it back low. Can't quite do anything that time off turn number 2.
Here comes the 03 of Nathan Wenzel. He'll look to the inside of Vernon Woodard. They're pulled side by side down here in turn 3. Let's see who has the advantage out of turn number 4. The outside usually seems to pull down the straightaway, and it will do the same thing. Once again, Vernon Woodard going to pull a little bit ahead. Here comes the SimCube entry up the track. They're going to make a little contact, rubbing down there in 1 and 2. As now they will run side by side. It does look like Nathan Wenzel has a little bit of an advantage that time into turn 3. This is the most that we've seen the SimCube ahead of the SimCube machine driven by Nathan Wenzel here tonight, ahead of the 73 of Vernon Woodard. They're going to do the dance again in turn 1.
Yeah, they're all over each other as they're still there. And now here comes Latorno into this battle as well. Ryan Battle is into this one as they come through turns 3 and 4. 24 laps to go, make it 23 this time by.
Caution
Great
flag
action.
gonna come out. The 8th caution flag of the night has flown here, as it looks like Kyle Buck has gone around in the B-tuned entry. Mike Tashiro out of the racing school also going to be involved. And
Dan Butler is on pit road smoking heavily with his number 18 front nose piece missing on that automobile, so I guess that he was involved in some fashion.
So let's take the look back here and watch this replay once again, see what happened. Mike Taschereau is involved. There you see the 05 of Kyle Buck. He's out in front of Taschereau as they come out of turn 2. Buffon up into the outside wall, and Al, I hate to say this word. You know it. I say it all the time. I hate it.
Well,
This may have just been. We'll watch it back from the blimp camera. Oh, man. Al, it's terrible for all three of these drivers involved in this one. Dan Butler going to go up and over, winds back on his wheels, and he'll drive it away, but it's straight to pit road. Rodney Hontoon also comes through there. Looks like the 01 was a little slow on the speedway also. So I'm not going to say it, Al. I'm not going to say it.
All right. I agree. I mean, there's a lot of action happening right there. Buffon got worked up the racetrack. Then those two drivers came off the corner, and, well, we'll say it was questionable whether or not there was actual contact or not.
Yeah, I like the way you put that there, Al. That's a very good way to put it. It is Jeffrey Battle, though. David Greenslit, Stephen Dickey, your front three. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back here to bring you more racing action here for the LFOD Motorsports and Northeast Racers.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back here to the Myrtle Beach Speedway iRacing pace car down and away. We will go back racing here. Inside 25 laps to go. Jeffrey Battle, David Greenslit side by side. Stephen Dickey and Casey Bietti right there hot to trot on the heels. If either one of these front two make a mistake, Stephen Dickey I think right now has the faster of the machines, and he will take advantage of this as it's 22 laps to go, and the battle is still on for the race lead here as they come out of turn number 4. Jeffrey Battle down to the inside. And will it carry the momentum? It will not. It'll be Jeffrey Battle once again at the line, but they are rubbing into turn 1.
Yeah, really working up the racetrack. Battle trying to take the entry away from Greenslit. Greenslit says, I'm going to go from the top floor to the bottom floor, down to the inside. Greenslit will come. Jeffrey Battle up to the outside. Here comes Eric Steele. He's going to be 3 wide. Casey Bietti gets turned sideways, and we're going to have a parking lot off turn 4.
Caution flag number 9 gonna come out here with 20 laps to go. Casey Bietti, who was running inside the top 5, gonna get turned around, and you hate to see that for such a strong car as he weaves it back and forth, trying to see if there's any actual steering components bent up on that number 45. As actually now, Al, he's just gonna come to pit road, so a disappointing night here for Casey Bietti.
Yeah, him and Stephen Dickey Jr. were running really close off turn number 4, and just some contact. How the 45 did not get hit by anybody else off of turn number 4 is beyond me. So maybe it's a good chance to come down pit road, take and look at that car, and head back out there. But Vietti is not going to be too pleased with what happened right there.
Well, let's watch it back here. Coming out of turn 4, Stephen Dickey comes up the track maybe a little bit. Maybe Vietti down the speedway. And actually, good wreck avoidance by all the other drivers, as Vietti is the only one that really gets a piece of this. Rodney Hontoon will come to a complete stop coming out of turn 4 to not get involved in that one. Watch it back. We'll use the LFOD blimp camera here tonight. This will tell us exactly what happened. Oh boy, Al, that's just two drivers going for the same real estate down there. Carmen's going to hit the inside wall with the 08 entry, but everybody else scoots on through.
Yeah, just a tough break there. Something that you hate to see happen, especially up there. Casey Vietti was, maybe just riding. We saw him have some issues in the middle section of this race, but then his car really seemed to come back to life here on the short run. So seems like maybe made some inside adjustments. I think maybe they can play with some brake bias. I think that might be the only thing that they can play with, Roger, if I am possibly correct, which doesn't happen too often. You all know that.
Yeah, there is a brake bias knob. We can't see it as we ride on board here with Jeffrey Battle. It's just too dark inside of his cockpit here tonight at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. There is a little brake adjuster down there that he would be able to crank on, whether you want more brake to the front or you want more brake to the rear. A lot of times drivers on a long run will start to crank brake into the rear of the car to try and get a little more rotation through the center of the corner. Maybe that's what Casey Vietti had to do here, and that's what started to pull him back up through the field. But talk about moving through the field. Look at Eric Steele right there. You see him in that number 32 entry. He has been from the front to the back and now worked his way back to the front. He's brought along Randall Phillips with him. There's Wenzel. Vernon Woodard is still holding strong right there. I believe Ryan Carmen also at one point had gone to the back of the field as we're getting ready to go racing.
Yeah, pace car down and away, going to get back to the safe haven of pit road. Jeffrey Battle up on the front of this one. David Greenslet going to ready to go. Off of turn number 4, green flag is back out, and we are back underway. Nice drag race down in the turn number 1. Jeffrey Battle to the inside. Kind of a wide entry, trying to keep the 20 up out of the groove. But here comes Green.
Contact 3 wide. One of them going to smash the outside wall. That's going to be the 16 of Ryan Battle. As now more contact back here as the 51 of Jonathan Latorno got involved in that one. It all started when the 51 Pop-Tart machine was 3 wide, and then into the outside wall he went. Battle was just kind of an innocent bystander back there. So hard racing here on the restart once again. 19 laps to go. Back to the front racing action here. Greenslit still working the outside of the number 14 of Jeffrey Battle as one of them up the speedway. There goes the 32 of Eric Steele. He'll give up all the positions he just gained.
Yeah, Steele got pushed up the racetrack where it's 3 wide situation. And then the SimCube Wenzel automobile came in. They made a slight contact. Everybody keeping it off of the concrete retaining wall so they'll live to race another day. Is Eric Steele now draws a bead on the backside of the 55 of Willis. But up front, there are 4 cars underneath the blanket. Here comes Carmen. Ryan Carmen all the way from the last chance qualifier up to your 3rd spot. Same with Randall Phillips. 4 cars are in a blanket in the turn 3.
4 cars battling for the race lead here tonight. It'll be 16 laps to go when they get back to the start-finish line. One driver looks like he's coming back out onto the track. That'll be the number 33 Racing School entry of Mike Tashrow. Numerous laps down here, but he'll come back out to turn some more laps in his number 33 as this battle for the race lead with Jeffrey Battle and David Greenslit. They have been side by side since we went back green flag racing, and I don't expect them to stop as Battle going to come up the track a little bit. Ryan Carmen going to look to stick the nose. He won't get their caution flag, going to come out.
Yellow flag number 10 coming out onto the racing surface. It looks like possibly some issues for Eric Lorndl. Ryan Battle also coming off of pit road. Not sure what happened there, but yellow flag number 10 coming out here on lap number 60.
Or watch this back for Eric Lorndl. What happens to him? See the number 46. Not quite sure from that angle, but definitely saw Ryan Battle get helped down pit road, and then the 46 winds up on his lid. Let's see if we can find Another angle here. The 2 of Buffon down the speedway into Jeffrey Battle. Then the 51 shoots the gap, makes it 3 wide. The 46 goes around, and Mike Taschereau with nowhere to go ends up slamming that left front of the 46 of Eric Laurendeau.
Definitely left front damage on the J&M Auto number 46 as he sat turtled up in turn number 3. Castro nowhere to go there. It looked like, that questionable contact again between the 46 and the 2 of Buffon, which all sent the 16 Orion Battle down pit road. Somehow, he's able to continue. Imagine he's got some speeding penalties there as he kind of sat down there, but I imagine race control would clear them for, that was wreck avoidance to the pit road. That was not actual speeding on pit road.
Do you think he was too fast entering?
Just possibly. I'm not quite sure. We'll have to check with our friend, Justice, from Smokey and the Bandit there.
Well, Al, you mentioned Smokey and the Bandit, and you won't believe what I was actually watching. You were poking fun at me for being a little late to the broadcast booth here tonight. I was actually topside here at our studio, and I was watching good old Smokey and the Bandit with the little one. He was a little less interested than I was, but it was still pretty funny.
The original one or 3?
The original.
I was watching number 3. I had never seen that one before. Before I came down here to the studio, as the lights go out around the speedway, I did watch number 3, and I don't know. Can't always. The originals are always best.
Well, can you say that about Fast and the Furious?
Yes, I've only seen the first one.
Boy, we got to catch you up sometime. Even though it's less of a car movie and more about an action movie anymore, but there's plenty of action here tonight at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway as we're getting ready to go green flag racing. It'll be Battle and Green Slit once again. It'll be 16 on the board here in the A main event. Green flag back up into the air, and we're racing once again here with the Northeast Racers, presented by LFOD Motorsports. As one car coming back out onto the speedway, he'll be down to the bottom side of the track. That's going to be the 46 of Eric Laurendeau.
Laurendeau back on the racetrack, but all eyes are up here. The battle continues on as we went to the yellow flag. Now it's a 5-car battle. Vernon Woodard is now wound up to 73. Hill looks to the inside of Phillips. His battle has about a car length advantage now off of turn number 2. Ryan Carmen working to the inside in that Kit Kat Monster Energy number 08. He'll slide into 3rd with Randall Phillips into 4th. Here comes Wenzel. He wants to play with this. And here comes the 471 of Pamasco. Trying to be quiet, running inside the top 10 all night long. He battles door to door with the 55 of Kyle Willis.
Kyle Willis trying to come back through the field, but Eric Steele also right there in that number 32 purple machine. He's trying to work his way back. Remember, he went up to the top shelf of the speedway, losing a lot of ground. And look who's now inside the top 10. For the first time since lap number 1 tonight, Alan Young has cracked the top 10. The driver out of E-Trade Motorsports, or Motor Speedway, is now back up here battling for trying to salvage what he can tonight. 12 laps to go. It'll be 11 laps to go this time for Jeffrey Battle.
Yeah, Battle showing the way over the 20 at Green Slit as they work off the corner number 4 and down the front stretch. Top 4 cars, single file. Vernon Woodard feeling the pressure from the SimCube entry of Wenzel. Wenzel gets a little bumper tag of Pamasco. Pamasco would have run to the inside. That's the battle for your 6th spot. Eric Steele is going to go to the outside. Says, all right, you're going to jam up the bottom. I'm going to roll the top side. He'll go around the 55 of Kyle Willis. So move Steele up to 8th, and he's not done yet.
Yeah, he's going to try and go around that 55 of Kyle Willis. You have to pick up another position if he can. Or that actually was the car he was trying to go around. I was looking at Eric Palmasco when that all really happened because I thought the Palmasco machine might have had something wrong with him out in front of these two that are still side by side. And that's going to be still Alan Young as it's 9 laps to go. The battle, though, is for the race lead. Looks like caution. No, not going to be a caution. I thought for a moment the caution was coming out as Kyle Buck was slowed at the inside of turn 1 and 2 there as we stay green flag racing here. 8 laps to go this time by. Your top 4 have broken away. Jeffrey Battle, David Greenslit, Ryan Carmen, and Randall Phillips sitting right there in the 4th position. They still battle, though, for this 5th position with Woodard and Wenzel side by side.
Yeah, Wenzel got to the inside, now off turn number 2. Woodard on the outside. Pomasco trying to figure out which lane to go with as they work door to door off turn number 4. Wenzel will put the front out there. Now yellow flag comes out for Mr. Excitement, Ryan Battle. Battle here, a yellow flag coming out for the 16 who's down on pit road again.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Ryan Battle. I suspect it came off of turn number 2. We'll take a look back here. Let's take a look at Jeffrey Battle. As that's not what we were looking for. We were looking for Ryan Battle. Let's see if the truck has it queued. As Jeffrey... doesn't look like we have Ryan Battle's camera feed. There it is. It's already too late, though, as he is up and over.
It looked like he was racing side by side with the phone at the time of the contact, Roger, and just got crossed up, and then the 46 of Lorendo nowhere to go and comes in and just tags him, and well, he went for a wild ride down the backstretch.
Yeah, you talk about a rough night for a lot of these drivers, and that's going to be a rough one for Ryan Battle to take. And, of course, the 46 of Eric Lorendo involved in this one once again. So, definitely a rough one here tonight from the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway. And, well, I know it's hot down in South Carolina, but I didn't think it was this hot.
Well, it is a balmy 80 degrees Fahrenheit. But no humidity here tonight at the Myrtle Beach Speedway.
Al, I believe that's going to be an iRacing setting there because I've been to South Carolina, and let me tell you, it's humid. Doesn't matter what time of year it is. It's humid.
Well, I'm just telling you what I'm being told.
Well, the weatherman down there needs to check his facts once again here. I know my facts are going to be right here with Jeffrey Battle out front. David Greenslit still trailing at second. Ryan Carmen, Randall Phillips, as the iRacing pace car lights do stay on. Currently, I was going to tell you currently, and then the timing and scoring decided to jump around. Al, who's the biggest mover?
Well, I'm going to say the biggest mover is that 08 Ryan Carmen. It looks to be up 13 positions, make it 14 positions here. As once timing and scoring updates here, it'll put everybody back. So Ryan Carmen up 14 positions so far. This one, his running mate there, Randall Phillips, both of these drivers coming from the Last Chance Showdown, and they have made their way inside the top 5 here tonight. A lot of comers and goers, and well, some of the goers, well, they are goers because of being involved in some accidents out there on the racing surface here tonight. But how about this driver, the 35 of Milton Duran, coming off pit road, the crew able to fix the motor, put a new radiator in that number 35, and he is back out on the racetrack getting ready to go. Green flag racing here once again. So a tip of the hat to the crew as the field works to turns 3 and 4. We're going to go back green flag racing, this time off turn number 4.
Al, was 35 minutes for a motor change for the Milton Duran Racing team as they're back out onto the speedway, and we're back under the green flag here tonight at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway. A great start that time by David Greenslit down into turn number 1 as he'll ride the high side out of turn number 2. He'll get the momentum factor. He'll nose ahead in turn 3. Can he complete the pass? He'll go up the speedway a little bit. That's going to let Jeffrey Battle have the inside advantage. Sideways for Ryan Carmen at the line, though. Jeffrey Battle continues to lead.
One car sideways down on the inside of the racetrack. That was the 08 of Carmen. Somehow they keep it pointing in the right direction. 3 wide deeper in the field. Kyle Willis in Pomasco. That puts Lorento in the 51 in the outside retaining wall. Everybody keeping it pointed in the right direction. Some more body checks up at the front of this one. It looks like a hockey game out there. It's everybody slamming off everybody else. Down in the turn number 1. 5 laps to go. Jeffrey Battle holds on to your race lead as Eric Steele up the racetrack in front of Alan Young.
Yeah, Alan Young picked up another spot now, still trying to work his way through the field. It's 5 to go this time. It'll be 4 laps to go at the line. 2 miles of racing here tonight, and the battle is for the race lead. Here comes David Greenslit. He'll look to use the inside lane for the first time here tonight. The driver of the number 20 out of the Greenslit Racing Stables, as there's that number 19, the 64 on screen. That is Randall Phillips. He's right there also battling. It'll be 3 laps to go, and new race leader.
New race leader, now Randall Phillips works to the inside of Jeffrey Battle. Gotta wonder if the tires not up to temperature for Battle as he'll work to the outside in the turn number 3. Some contact was made just one lap ago between the 20 of Greenslet and Battle. That moves Battle back to third. 2 laps to go. The popsicle sticks are up and they are dripping with the ice cream.
Yeah, with 80 degrees, the popsicle sticks are melting here. Jeffrey Battle going to go to the back bumper, though, out of turn number 2 to Randall Phillips. See if he can move him up out of the way. David Greenslet going to be looking for the white flag this time out of turn number 4. 1 lap of racing here left tonight at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway. David Greenslet will lead him down into turn number 1. He's got a good turn 1, good turn 2. He'll look down the back straightaway. Jeffrey Battle looking to go to the inside here of Randall Phillips. All Greenslet has to do is keep his eyes pointed forward for 2 more corners. Turn 3 is good, and out of turn number 4 to win here tonight at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway, David Greenslet picks up the win.
Phillips will come home second. How about a nice rebound for the 24 of Alan Young, finishing 6th, and the 32 of Eric Steele. Nice rebound to finish inside the top 10 here. Casey Bietti, after being put through the spin cycle, Roger, will round out our top 10 as the top 3 cars will pull down here on the front stretch for our post-race show being brought to us tonight by the LFOD Motorsports.
So Greenslet going to see if he can dial some front brake into this street stock and get it. Spinning the rear wheels after 75 laps here in the main event tonight at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway. We'll see if we can catch up with your top 3 finishers. David Greenslet, though, going to try and do some celebrations here for all of you race fans, and he'll have to throw it down to the grass. Maybe the car didn't have enough power anymore left in it to spin the tires, as you see Randall Phillips trying to duck away. But as they get settled and ready for our post-race show brought to us by LFOD Motorsports, we'll take a quick break here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and we'll be back with your podium finishers tonight.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway for the LFOD Motorsports Northeast Racers. 75 hard-nosed laps here at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway officially completed. And Al, I believe you're standing by trackside with our race winner.
Yeah, our race lead winner, the number 20 of David Greenslet. And David, that was a pretty exciting battle you had out there for the race lead. Talk about your race from start to finish here tonight. It was quite the battle.
Oh, that was unbelievable. Me and Jeffrey had a heck of a run up front, running side by side for so many laps and touching a few times, but he gave me just enough room to race out there, and it was a blast. And then Randy sneaking in there for second place finish, and I think Jeff ended up third. That was a exciting finish, even in the driver's seat.
It was definitely exciting. Talk us through those last couple restarts there. Jeffrey Battle seemed to have the car to beat there in the later stages, or were you just saving enough for that last and final restart?
I was trying to save as much as I could, but it was hard on the outside battling. I think it actually might have helped me because I wasn't pinching the car down, so I wasn't using up the right front quite as much as what he was. And I was able to cross him over and get underneath him there on that last start.
Well, you come home with the victory lane here tonight at Myrtle Beach, and the racing was good up at the front of this one. But is it frustrating out there as a driver once you start getting into a rhythm and you keep having these slowdowns?
Yeah, I mean, I wish they could get up a little bit in the back because it'd be a lot more fun for you guys and us and everybody watching to have a lot more green flag runs here.
Well, you come home with the win here tonight at Myrtle Beach. Next week we head to Langley Raceway. How is that looking for you and your race team?
I love that place. It's another really fun track to race. It's flat, it's fast, and it's fun.
Well, there you have it. Before we let you go here, with all the jam-packed fans in the stands here tonight, who makes it all possible for your race team?
Vermont Custom Cabinetry, LFOD Motorsports, Backwoods Trophy Outfitters, all my guys, Freedom FX, 360 Design Lab for making the car look good, and Tony for adminning. It was fun. It was a good race. We'll bring it into next week, see how we can go.
Well, there you have it. That is your race winner here tonight from the Myrtle Beach Speedway, Roger. And that is the one and only David Greenslet in car number 20. I believe you caught up with the hard charger of the race who comes home in the runner-up position.
Yeah, the guy who had to pass the most cars here tonight, the driver of the number 19. This is Randall Phillips. Phillips, tonight you had to come from the back of the field. How did you make your way through all these machines?
Pretty much we just had to keep our tires underneath us throughout the race. We had some mix-ups with people, but we made it work out. Just pretty much just steady pace and everything like that. Other than that, just nice and easy all the way through the field and making sure I give room to everybody.
Yeah, didn't see this 64 or 19 regarding if you're watching the screen or our timing and scoring anyway here tonight. This car get too upset. I believe we just saw it go around one time here tonight. Where was the fast line as the outside rolled early and then we saw the inside lane start to come back at the end?
I was searching for a groove. Obviously on restarts, the outside you could carry more into one and get the better run down two, and hopefully you can squeeze into three. But as the race went on and as we did the green flag laps, the bottom was right there. We could rotate center way easier, and just as I said, just continue to save tires until the end. That's when I really started to push it.
And you push it right at the right time, getting around Jeffrey Battle in the closing laps. Do you have anything left in the bag of tricks, though, for David Greenslet?
I was really hoping we didn't have that caution with 7 to go. Just finally got underneath Ryan Carmen, great racer, by the way. Just finally got under him, and then the caution came out. I had a little bit left, but David's such a great racer. He's on here all the time. He's a very hard person to beat. So with that being said, a little bit, but I'm just glad we all stayed off each other and just raced real hard.
Well, a good night regardless, though. It'll be a great points night for you and another great finish here with the Northeast Racers, who makes it all possible behind the scenes back home at the shop.
I want to thank Randy's Racing Paints, always putting out great wraps. Also want to thank my buddy Nick Miller. He sponsored me tonight so I could actually get in the race. My subscription went out right before. It was like 7:15 and I figured it out. But other than that, I want to thank James DeCourcy for sponsoring me, all the boys at NSR for watching me week in and week out. No matter if it's a good race or a bad race, they're still on the TV and everything like that. And James Seagroves DeCourcy as well for always helping me out with us.
Well, long laundry list there for Randall Phillips, but he'll bring the machine home tonight. P number 2 race fans, he is your biggest mover and shaker of the night. He picks up 14 spots to finish P number 2. Third here tonight is going to go to Jeffrey Battle. We don't have a communication line lined up with the driver of that number 14, but Al, he led a majority of this race. He actually will pick up the most laps led tonight, but it will only be good enough for a third place finish.
Yeah, what a great battle. We saw him racing with the best of the LFOD Motorsports. And, just because he has the B next to his name, that means he has to qualify, I believe, every week and be able to race here on Sunday nights underneath the Turn 3 Racing Network's cameras. But Jeffrey Battle doing a great job running up inside the top three pretty much all race long and really trading paint with some of the best there. But this comes up a little bit short there on that last restart. He'll come home third. Probably not too satisfied, but overall a good night for that team.
So a good night for him. A couple drivers that had a rough one. That was Christopher Buffone. He's going to get a finish. I believe our timing and scoring is reading it wrong. He should finish right around, I believe that's going to be the 16th position, but a rough night for him, a rough night for Eric Lorando and Ryan Battle, Kyle Buck, Dan Butler, Tashro, and of course Stephen Dickey and Milton Duran. Both those drivers were towards the front at one point tonight, and they're going to be buried outside the top 15. They're going to look to do it again just next week, though. But race fans, we hope you enjoyed the show here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network with the Northeast Racers, presented by LFOD Motorsports. Next week, we do head to the Langley Speedway, one of those short tracks. We call that more like a bull ring compared to the Myrtle Beach Speedway, so that's going to bring you some great short track racing action. So for everybody at the Turn 3 Racing Network, I'm Roger Muth, that's Al Smith, and we will see you at the races.